We have a big new release from Tom Bihn. This is the first bag from new designer Jose, and the first release since founder Tom, designer Nick, and CEO Darcy left the company earlier this year. If none of that means anything to you, that's totally fine. But basically, we have new roll top backpacks from one of the best manufacturers in the world. But first, hello, they do stand, but this one's just actually full of cushions. My name is Roland from Rushfaster, and at Rushfaster we do guides and walkthroughs bringing you better gear and better ways to carry. If that rings your bell, then like, subscribe, bell, newsletter, and let's ride. So Tom Bihn reached out to me and offered to send me their new pack in exchange for my honest thoughts and feedback. So of course, I was happy to oblige. I received the Addax 26 and the Addax 31 in the mail, and I've been using them for the past few weeks. We have the 26 here in black X-Pack with a lovely Solaris interior, we'll get to that later, and the 31 in burnt orange ballistic nylon with the mauve halcyon interior. And I'm so grateful that they sent me a color and a black and white because I feel like they both give off very different vibes. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about with these packs, not only the packs themselves, though I have plenty to say on that, but also how they fit into the Tom Bihn story. Now, not to labor a point too much, but founder and main man since the company was founded in 1982, Tom sold the company and retired earlier this year. He stayed close in a consulting capacity, though how much, if any, consulting he's done remains unclear. When Tom sold the company, long-term designer Nick and CEO Darcy left with him, and they were replaced by new CEO Cindy and new designer Jose. So this is the first release since those changes became public. Now, the cynic might say that this is an important release for the company, that it's make or break, and that's not really true. The company is still producing high quality products in their Seattle factory with many of the same employees that they've had for years, pumping out the same classic bag designs that we all know and love. But it is interesting to get a fresh take from new eyes on a company that has developed such a unique design language over a long period of time. Tom Bihn himself has been designing packs since he was a wee lad in 1972. And that must have been an interesting challenge for Jose to make his mark while staying true to a much loved brand. Well, dear viewer, I think he's nailed it. The long-term Tom Bihn fan is going to see many familiar design cues on the Addax, from the curved shape of the zippers, to the materials, to the O-rings. All the favourites are there, but there's plenty of new stuff as well. For example, this is the first Tom Bihn bag to be offered in X-Pack, only in the black for now, and this is also the first Tom Bihn bag to have an external water pocket. And then of course there's the fact that this is a roll top. Now Tom Bihn doesn't currently offer a roll top pack, so this is new for them. The closest thing that they have is probably the Shadow Guide, which shares some of the similarities but is a completely different beast. Designer Jose says, the Addax was inspired by my commute and the many roll top bags I have seen in my years of commuting to work on a bike. I wanted a bag that could fit all my stuff, essential gear, along with a change of clothes. I also wanted to include all the features I was missing on the bag that I had been carrying for the past 5 years. Features like exterior pockets for the items that you may need to access quickly, a mesh back panel for breathability, and a water bottle pocket that could accommodate a range of bottles. I would recommend the Addax as a daily carry bag, backpacking trips, personal carry-on, or as a weekend trip bag. The amount of gear I can carry in it is a big advantage and makes it very adaptable to individual needs. So let's take a closer look. Now I'm going to walk you through the 26 litre pack, but apart from the size, and one being X-Pack, the other being 525 ballistic nylon, they are the same pack. This one's a little bit burlier and it's obviously bigger. This one's a little bit lighter and it's obviously smaller. Let's get into it. So straight up we have that beautiful X-Pack, and I'm about to get nerdy on this X-Pack, so bear with me. This specifically is the RX30 fabric from X-Pack. The material is a 3-layer laminate that features recycled X-ply fiber reinforcement. It's flexible and it's inherently waterproof. That's the material, of course, not the bag. The RX30 is coated with a CO durable water repellent. Now RX30 is made using 100% post-consumer recycled polyester face fabric from plastic bottles which have been sourced along the east coast of the USA. The bottles are then spun and woven into this polyester fabric. The X-ply, so that's the X fibers that you can see running across the material, that helps reinforce the fabric at 22 degrees, and that gives stability when used as a pack fabric, so not just strength from the 0 to 90 but across this direction as well. And Tom Bihn says that the 22-degree angle has been specifically chosen because it's the angle from the shoulder strap to the opposite side of the hip pack, which helps to distribute the load. Sorry about that, but in a nutshell, it's going to keep the water out and it's sturdy. I will say that the 525 ballistic nylon is a much burlier pack. It feels stronger, but it also just feels more workmanlike. I don't know. It feels like something that you'd use on a ship. I prefer the X-Pack. I think the X-Pack is a really interesting material to use for this bag, and given that Tom Bihn haven't ever used the X-Pack before, it's really cool to see. But do love this 525. The bottom of the pack looks to be their high tenacity 1050D ballistic nylon, and that's good because that will hold up to scuffs, marks better than the X-Pack or even the 525 of the 31. Flipping the pack over, we see a mesh back panel with cushioning for breathability and for comfort as well. The mesh looks high quality, and it's the same mesh we've seen Tom Bihn use on some of their other products. This padding is firm and offers some cushioning as well as some airflows with the gaps. Seems to be the same back panel as the Shadow Guide. I say seems to be because I haven't actually held the Shadow Guide in the flesh. I'd love to though. Now behind the back panel here, there is space that can be used as a luggage pass-through. There's no frame sheet included in the Addax, but if you want one, it can be installed in this area here and can be held in place by two little pockets on the inside of the back panel. So it sort of goes in there and will get held in. The shoulder straps are the best-in-class edgeless straps. I've raved about these before, I'll rave about them again. They are awesome. Firm but squishy, thick but thin, great contour, perfect width. Seriously, most comfortable straps on the market right here. There's a removable sternum strap and a removable hip strap, and I like these little Tom Bihn labels that they've put on there. I think that's a nice touch. Now I would suggest that this hip strap is unnecessary in most cases for the smaller pack. This is also just a piece of webbing. Now Tom Bihn does sell an upgraded hip strap with some padding, which would probably be more comfortable to use. So if you've got the 31 litre Addax and you're going to load it up, you might appreciate investing in that. I have, however, been enjoying the sternum strap on this pack. Maybe that's because this is a slightly larger pack than I normally carry, but I find it adds to the comfort of the carry experience. And then finally, there's this top handle here. It's just a piece of webbing, but it is a nice soft piece of webbing, strong, no issues with it, not fraying, won't fray. I know this because it's the same piece of webbing that they use on a lot of their other packs, and they've obviously decided that it works. So here's what the pack looks like on body. Now for reference, I'm 5'9" and 75 kilos, or about 165 pounds. And here's what the 31 litre version looks on the body. It's crazy the difference that 5 litres can make. Back to the front of the pack, and there are these two external pockets. Now the zipper tracks are slightly curved, which gives it a nice opening and closing action. And these are number 8 YKK zips. Inside the top pocket, there are two O-rings, Jacques Marie Mage sunglasses, and one has a leash attached. I've just got my keys on there, but you could attach Tom Bihn pouches or other accessories. This is the OrbitKey Key Organiser. Then there are these two mesh pockets on the inside, which sort of work as organisation. And that's my Nomad wallet. And I could do without these mesh pouches. I don't need this level of organisation for my wallet. I also feel like this cannibalizes Tom Bihn's pouches. Like, we don't need both, so just let us decide. The second pocket is slightly larger and has no organisation and no O-rings. I'm dumping larger items in there. I've just got a book at the moment, John Safran's puff piece. And then just below that pocket is a small hook for attaching a bike light. It's a piece of the X-Pack that they've hemmed. On the ballistic version, it's ballistic. You could attach anything you wanted here, maybe a carabiner or some cord, but they have designed this bag as a bike bag, so bike light, that makes sense. Now there are two water bottle pockets in this pack, one that is similar to the one we saw in the Tom Bihn Cambiata. I made a video on that, check that out here, and a more traditional external water bottle pocket. Let's start with the zippered water bottle pocket. This zippered water bottle pocket does fit my 750ml Camelbak Chute. And there's definitely the capacity in there for something bigger, but it just depends on whether you can get it through that opening or not. Now there appears to be some waterproof coating on the inside, and the 200D Halcyon should do a decent job of keeping a little bit of water out. But if you don't want to use it as a water bottle pocket, you could use it as another place to store pouches. I've actually been keeping my Chufunyu Eclipse travel press. This is like an all-in-one tea brewer thermos. Keeps your tea hot, you can brew it, you drink it out of this little cup that it comes with, and then when you're finished, it's really easy to clean. The other water bottle pocket is more traditional. It has an elastic hem, so you can stretch it to accommodate your water bottle. And then this mesh is also stretchy, and it's a good material with a nice amount of thickness. Feels really high quality. I'm going to assume that this can fit up to a 1 litre bottle, maybe even more, as it has absolutely no problems with 750 mils. And the final external access pocket is the laptop compartment, which is set up in a similar way to the Tom Bihn Cynic. So it's accessible from both the outside and the inside. So more on the laptop compartment a little bit later on. Now let's talk about the main compartment, and specifically access to the main compartment, because this is an area that I find is often troublesome with roll tops. Now the benefit of a roll top is kind of twofold. Firstly, because the top is rolled, often several times over, it's going to be difficult for any rain to get in. So if you're riding a bike, that's very useful. Now the second benefit to a roll top is because there's a lot of extra material so you can roll it closed, you also get a lot of extra capacity. So if you need to stretch out the capacity because you just got a bigger load one time, you can do that with a roll top. Sometimes roll top closures can be fiddly. You've got to neatly roll the top down and then use a latch or hook to secure it in place. But I quite like what they've done here. It's very easy to use and you can be as neat or as lazy as you'd like. And it's still easy to close and it still looks pretty good. The two latches sit above the shoulder strap and you just fold it over any way you like, close it up and you're good to go. It's a good execution and I'm all for it. The bag will stand up on its own. Of course, it depends a little bit on how you've packed it out, but that's really great for a bag with this kind of access. And with the bag open and standing, you have good visibility and access to all your gear. I found that rolling the top down a little bit gives it some more stability, so I've been doing that. It's the same premise as a chip packet. I don't know why it works, it just does. Moving inside, there is a lot of usable space in there. I'm a pouch guy, so this works really well for me. And today I'm using a lot of Tom Bihn accessories, but you could use any pouches. So I've got the Tom Bihn side effect for my personal items, hygiene, medication, etc. This is a great pouch that can also be used as a sling. Then I have the Tom Bihn snake charmer, and this is my tech pouch. There's not a lot of organization here, but it holds everything that I need. And I've got this smaller Tom Bihn pouch on the inside where I keep some smaller bits of tech like dongles and whatnot. And then I have this Tom Bihn packing cube shoulder bag. There's just a sweater in here. I wouldn't usually pack a sweater like this, but just to give you some idea of the capacity of the bag. All of those Tom Bihn pouches come in a range of different colors, so you can get really rainbow with your setup. I actually regret going the black and gray. I wish I got some more red and green and blue to make it a bit more fun, but there you go. I also have inside my Blunt Metro umbrella and my Roost stand version 3 for my laptop. And I have my iPad as well, which sits in its own little iPad pocket. I can also access my laptop from here. And then inside there's a few O-rings and stuff. But to give you a better view, I'm going to turn this pack inside out. Here you can see there are two small mesh pockets on the inside of the bag. It's all these O-rings, and then there's the iPad compartment and the laptop compartment. You also get a sense of the quality of construction, and of course there's that beautiful Solaris interior lining. Now, I haven't found these pockets to be very useful. I find that they're too small to easily access in a bag with this kind of opening, and I would have preferred something like what they have in the Tom Bihn Synapse. This is the Tom Bihn Synapse, and this actually made our list of top 5 classic backpacks, so I'll leave a link to that video up here. But this bag on the inside has this big sort of dump pocket. This, I think it's for shoes, it's sort of a divider. Anyway, it's there if you need it, and it sort of pops away and you don't have to worry about it if you're not interested in it. I think that would have been more useful than these two small pockets. You can see the laptop compartment is suspended about an inch from the bottom of the pack, and also this is where you open it from the inside. It's a few layers stitched together, so it should protect against any light bumps and scratches. But I'm keeping my 14-inch MacBook Pro in the Rushfaster laptop sleeve. Unfortunately, the sleeve is slim enough that it fits into the laptop compartment here, so I can get that extra bit of protection. So obviously a 14-inch MacBook fits in here, and I'm going to say that a 16-inch MacBook will fit in the 31. And this is where I'm keeping my iPad. This will only fit the iPad 11-inch, but good to see that it can get in there with the keyboard case on. And just for a bit of fun, here's the 31 turned inside out, and isn't that just a spectacular color, that mauve? And this pouch here looks like you might be able to get a 12-inch iPad in there. I don't have one, so I can't try it, but goodness me, that's big. Okay, let's turn this pack the right way around again and do the beer test. Okay, here we go. I think we're going to have no problems getting a whole case of beer in here, but let's see. It's 1, 2. There we go. That's a whole case of beer. 24 375ml cans. Goodness knows how many you could fit in the 31 litre. So that's the Addax, the new roll top backpack from Tom Bihn. And as asked by the company themselves, here is my feedback. I'd like to see this pack in a 21 litre configuration. I think that it would be a really great size for EDC. I think it would look slick, and I think it would be big enough for most people's loadouts, and you could still expand it with the roll top if you'd need. I think the organisation is a little bit too fussy to be actually useful. I'd like to see that simplified. I think that the mesh pockets in these external pockets just kind of get in the way, so get rid of them. And the same for the mesh pockets in the main compartment. They could be removed as well and replaced with the Synapse style shoe pocket. As they are, I think they're just a bit too fussy. Those suggestions aside, this is a really great pack. It stands up against some of Tom Bihn's best work. It nails the simple usefulness of many of their most popular bags, and it remains quintessentially Tom Bihn while offering something that's new. It's a credit to both Tom for the strength of the design work that he's developed over the years, and to the finesse of Jose as a designer, that he was able to create something original that also feels familiar. I think the Addax will quickly become a favourite amongst Bihnians, but I'm keen to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments what you think of this new bag from Tom Bihn. I hope you found this video useful. There are details of everything I've mentioned in the description below. If you purchase using one of those links, then it goes a long way to helping support the work that we do here at Rushfaster, so we do appreciate that. But until the next one, I am Roland from Rushfaster, and this has been the Tom Bihn Addax. Take care.